Hello! Today I'm going to show you the basics for our Pro Plus blade with tilt plate. This model features a 7 feet central beam with 2 independent wings of 2.5 feet each, totaling 12 feet when fully opened. First, let's see all the functions. The left and right tilt can be observed at the back where the cylinder is moving. At its base, there's a reinforcement plate with no welding at the bottom. When the bottom of that plate is parallel to the notch underneath, it indicates that the blade is straight. For the functions, we have the tilt with 12 degrees on each side. We also have the swivel with 30 degrees on each side. Finally, we have the wings that can be opened independently. Currently, we're using laser resistance with a Topcon 360-degree laser receiver. We like this model because it displays elevation as well as slope or plumb, depending on how you set it. I also have my cell phone mounted inside the cab, linked to the receiver with an app. In the red circle you can see what the app shows me. It also emits a sound signal that's slower or faster to indicate whether you need to go up or down, allowing you to focus on grading without looking at the receiver. But, while the app is helpful, I prefer looking at the LEDs on the receiver directly as they're at eye level. The receiver can be set to show either the left and right tilt or the plumb, indicating the forward and backward pitch of the blade. We can adjust the receiver's precision on the elevation between 3, 6, 15, and 30 millimeters, roughly equivalent to 1/8, quarter inch, 9/16, and 1 1/8 inches. I personally keep it at 9/16. It is usually precise enough for most jobs. With a precision set higher than 1/4 of an inch, the operator requires a lot of accuracy for the manual correction, so it will take longer to be bullseye everywhere. I'll now demonstrate how it works. I'll start with the wings closed to push that pile of 0.75 crushed stone, equivalent to a large 12-wheeler. I'll spread the material while keeping the blade higher than the required grade so I can push faster. After that, I'll open the wings. Keep in mind, first we want a flat surface even if it is too high, and then we start spreading the material until we reach the required elevation. So, without further ado, let's go. Let's see how it works. First, I ensure the blade's tilt is straight in all directions. One last thing before we start is the traction level adjustment on our Skeer blade. When lowering the boom all the way down and pitching the blade forward, the cutting edge will be perfectly flat on the ground if your traction level adjustment was done properly. If you believe that your adjustment has not been done correctly, stop and watch our adjustment video. A good adjustment is essential for the efficiency of Skeer blades. Now, let's get started. You see, I've raised my arms, lost my traction level adjustment, but it's fine when I am just pushing a pile of material. When grading, we'll want to keep the boom all the way down at all time. I keep an eye on the blade pitch and use the curl when needed. I want to keep the cutting edge parallel to the ground as I am pushing. At first, we don't really look at the receiver. We focus on keeping the blade as parallel to the ground as possible. When possible, ask the truck driver if they can unload the material with their chains. It helps a lot to get the rough preparation done faster. Now we make sure to stay higher than the final grade. With our peripheral vision or with quick glances, we just want to confirm that the receiver displays yellow or green lights, indicating that we would still need to go further down. By doing so, I am sure that I will have enough material to do my final grade. I will make another pass with the wings closed. After the next pass, we will be ready to open the wings. I am grading a bit slower now since I want a good plane surface to begin my final grade here. I want to avoid doing bumps as I go. It will make the final grade a lot easier to do. Now, we will reverse while staying within our last pass. If there are any bumps, we will feel them, which gives us a good idea if the leveling was indeed flat. Now we can open the wings. I make sure they are fully open. You can open and close a couple of times to remove any dirt stuck underneath. When it hits hard, you know it's opened all the way. Here, I am still too high. But that is not a problem as we are cutting and spreading the material with each pass. I don't try to grade too fast for no reason. I want to work with the bucket curled to stay as accurate as possible. At this point, you need to adjust the pitch in anticipation of what's coming. If there is a bump, you can pitch forward to cut it as you go. If you were to move over that bump with the blade pitched backward, you would simply surf over it. The grade is already pretty good. What I like to do is to pivot all the way on one side. I move forward slowly and I will match the left wing with my previous pass. Here I am a little bit too high, but I am adjusting the cutting edge to match as I go. So now, all we need to do is keep matching with the previous pass while also following the laser receiver's instructions. The receiver will show us what to do for the slope and the blade's pitch. We are still a bit too high, but that is fine. We are getting there. Do you see how stable it is? It's normal. That's how Skeer blades were developed. The flat cutting edge and the traction level adjustment make it easy to achieve a beautiful, consistent grade. Here I will pivot to the left and we will drop our excess material here. I usually try to keep the excess material not too close of the edge. This way, it's much easier to spread it out or pick it up later. Now, we will keep 1/3 of the blade on our previous pass like last time. The receiver shows that we're just a bit too high but close to bullseye, so I don't want to be too aggressive. Both elevation and slope are green on the receiver, indicating we're level. So, I'll move slowly and maintain this grade. Around here we need more material. It was the same for our previous passes. We will keep that in mind for later. We know that we are a bit too high here, so we'll cut more aggressively to start, but still keeping 1/3 of the blade on a section we graded earlier. I would need to bring more material as we are too low, but I am confident that you understand how to do it with the blade. I believe you now understand how to spread and achieve your final grade using a Skeer blade. While the grade may not have been perfect, this demonstration has given you a good idea of how to proceed. Now I want to show you some back grading with the blade. We will first do it in float mode. For the Kubota, we need to push the right joystick forward all the way and pull that joystick's trigger. Once the float is activated, you will see a symbol here in the dash. So if we want to back grade while in float, we first lower the boom. Then, if you want to be more aggressive, we will keep the cutting edge flat on the ground. If you want to be sure to just float on the material, you need to pitch the blade forward. It will have a similar effect to a scraper. The idea is not to mess with the grade we just completed. At this point, I will make sure that my blade is straight. We don't want any angle on the tilt. So again, I lower the boom, pitch forward and start back dragging. This will really make a nice smooth finish. It removes the small imperfections. It also removes the machine's track marks. And here I will pitch the blade forward even more to make sure that the excess material gets dropped as I finish this pass. Now I will back grade my excess material like this. I pitch the blade backward as I go to drop the excess material. I knew we were missing some material over there, so it should have filled what was needed. Now I will reactivate my float. We see the light, meaning it's activated. I will pitch the blade forward a bit more this time to be sure I don't mess the grade. I reactivate the float. Here on the left, I would need to add more material, but I don't want the video to be too long. We will double check the grade. We should be pretty close to the final grade we were aiming for. Here we have the cutting edge sitting flat on the ground, and we see that we are bullseye both on the tilt and the elevation. Now don't forget, you need a precise traction level adjustment. Take your time, overlap your passes, and keep the tracks on flat areas. If you run over a bump, you will start repeating that bump because the tracks will move on these waves and it will get worse and worse. Alright, so here's what I wanted to show you today. Thanks for your time.